Hello. Merry Christmas Eve Eve. Because it is now the 23rd where I live. So, I mean, it could be already the 24th where you live, in which case, Merry Christmas Eve. Yeah, it's that close to Christmas already. I just saw Devin's comment, 20thirst. Oh, did I? Oh no. Oh no. I missed. Is it in the thumbnail or in the title of the I made a typo. Oh no. But yes, it is your sneaky reminder to stay hydrated today. Sorry. And I also realized that I had forgotten to put tags in until like 5 minutes before, so that was a thing. I am currently writing down which type of black pen I have finished off. So there goes another one for this year. Because I'm keeping a track of the types of pens that I use up. Just over since I started in August, doing a little bit more tracking for Millwordy and stuff. I was just like, I should keep track of how many pens I run dry this year. So I have, and thus far, I just hit number 10. So I might get 11, but I kind of doubt it between now and the end of the month. So yeah, that's what I was just doing and being very distracted by. But yes, so I have coffee and water. I had like a big bowl of tomato soup, so that's kind of also hydrating in a way, I guess. But yes, so I'm going to be working on, what am I going to be working on? Oh, I'm going to be working on a blog post for later. And so, so I guess more nonfiction writing today. So that's what I'm going to be working on. So I'm not expecting my word count to be super, super high, but it is something that I wanted to sort of rough out ahead of time. So that's what I am going to be focusing on. Ooh, the mods got their power back. Yay! And yes, that is the link to my blog that is in desperate need of a makeover. So, BA Pascar, anytime you want to redo another website, if you want to do mine, no, I'm kidding. So Megan says, hello, you have a chai latte drink that you are absolutely addicted to. Yes, a good chai latte is very, very nice. Devin says, howdy, hello, welcome. CB says, hello, you are eating dinner and reading. Nice. Okay, so I think it's the thumbnail. Okay, thumbnail rather than oops. So hello, B.A. Pascal, and that guy with all the links is back. Yay! Were you feeling like, Devin, were you feeling like you had run dry of links somehow, or like you were itching because you couldn't let all of the links out? It is. I'm very glad that the mods have power to post links again, because that was, I mean, that's part of the purpose of just of giving people mods is, well, I mean, to whack the trolls, but also to be able to post links when you are busy, or if you miss one. So you just launched your new site. It still needs a lot of work. Yes. Yeah. I know mine definitely needs a lot of work, as well as, more consistent attention from me. So yeah, that's hopefully going to be a thing next year. Megan says, I was feeling powerless and unimportant. Oh no, you're never powerless and unimportant to the AuthorTube community. We love Devin. Okay, my brain says I should probably go ahead and figure out which buttons I want to press for sharing the screen. There we go. And let's go get the penguin. 15 minutes. Boop, 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 boop. I kind of completely ruined my my recommendations for YouTube in general, because I wound up watching a whole bunch of non-AuthorTube, non-writing related stuff. I had forgotten to switch back to my personal account, and so now my now all of the recommended feed based on what I've already watched is all kind of messed up. So that's, I mean, I don't mind the music, but some of the other things that I got sidetracked into a rabbit hole don't really feel necessary to have on my recommended feed at the moment. So I feel very silly for having forgotten to switch back. So I didn't, because this was always like, I knew if I came to my Dawdling writer one, I could get mostly like writer content. And so now I just flipped that up. So I'm going to have to make sure I don't do that again in the future. Oh, yay! And we have B.A. Pascar's new website. Yay! Awesome, awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the first sprint. I am going to start with a 15-minute shorter warm-up sprint because it is a bit nonfiction for me is a little bit harder to get into, and so I have to make sure I have a little bit more of a warm-up heading into it. So yeah, so that is what I am headed to do. I'm just looking at what I've already roughed out, and it's pretty not organized, so I've got to deal with that too. Okay, let's stop dawdling about what I still have to do and actually get to it, because that's the whole point of these streams. So here are your nagging reminders. 1, save your document if you've already been working this morning. 2, make sure you have something to hydrate with. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back, and do a posture check. 4, make sure that if you need a stretch and a snack break, you take one. Fuel your brain. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, that was the end of the first sprint. I forgot to unmute it just before so you could hear the little wind chimes. But anyway, so that was the first sprint. Let me make the timer a little bit smaller so you can see me. And how did we do? I think I got about a maybe 150. Yeah, little maybe 200. But I also went and checked out B.A. Pascar's website, and I printed off my little cheat sheet that I have made for myself. Yeah, so it's coming along. So where I was thinking minus 3854, 207 words the first sprint. So not too shabby. That's actually pretty good for nonfiction writing for me for 15 minutes. So nice, pretty good. And let's see. So we had a couple people pop in. We had Alley Cat come on over and say hello. We had Sly Possum over on Twitch. Hello. Charlie is here. Hey, hey. And Megan says, I took the dogs out and worked on my outline. You're at chapter 6, scene 2. And after, okay, good. So you finished scene 1 outlining. Nice. Very nice. And Alley Cat wants to know how everyone is. I am pretty good. I am feeling relieved because I have wrapped all of my Christmas presents. I have delivered most, like the majority of the presents over to my brother and sister-in-law's house so that they can put out the presents that are from the elves on Christmas. And so, yeah, so it's doing pretty good. Alley Cat got 45 words. You were editing today. Ooh, very nice. And it's a romance short story, sort of stuck on a place, but you think you're slowly figuring out what you're doing. I hope. That's like, yeah, that's how I feel a lot of times too. So yes, my antlers, my reindeer antlers and ears, and actually the ears are pretty like interesting feeling because it feels like they're felt, but they're also like not felt. They're like slightly squishy in a way that felt is, it doesn't feel like, yeah, I don't know what it is. It's some questionable material, probably from China because I got this from the Dollar Tree. But it is cute, and it actually doesn't really seem to annoy my ears and stuff. Like my real ears, not my. Never mind. Just never mind. Yes, the antlers, the antler headband. B.A. Pascar says, got my Google Drive organized. Ooh, that is nice. My dad actually said this to me this morning, was like, you need a red nose. I mean, I suppose I could like put on lipstick or something, but I'd be afraid that it would stain like for forever. Probably from China. Yeah, it probably is because it's from the Dollar Tree. So, you know, but I mean, hey, it's, this is this year 2 that I've had this one? Maybe. So, you know, I take pretty decent care of it. I store it to where I don't play with it all year round. So, you know, if I had it all year round, I might have played with it more, and then it probably wouldn't last more than 1 year. But yeah. So, did anybody, so Devin, how did you do? Or were you stuck in a loop of watching a whole bunch of different streams and celebrating because you now have your moderator power back? But I'm it's interesting because I hadn't, this was from a couple of weeks ago when I had pulled the like a tarot spread for 2021, and I had done that for two of my decks. So I have my kinder, gentler, more optimistic deck, which is the Shadowscapes deck, the ones that is the watercolor and very pretty and everything. And then I have the very blunt steampunk deck. And so I hadn't done the steampunk deck. I had focused I focused mostly on the Shadowscapes deck. And so I'm trying to go back through now and remember what I had sort of like deciphered from the cards and predicted for the deck that I had already done, and sort of compare that to the cards that I had pulled for this deck. So anyway, so yes, so I'm doing some comparisons now that I've had some time to kind of think about in the back of my head, in my hindbrain. It's such a weird phrase, like when you feel something in your hindbrain or you think about it in your hindbrain. And I know that's supposed to mean more of like instinctive, but I'm not entirely sure that the back part of the brain is the part that controls instincts. Is it like the fight or flight part of your brain? If I'm remembering right, is a little further forward. So to have it, I don't know. Anyway, phrases are weird. And Devin did chores. Lizzie says, stopping by to say, hey, this will be the last time you'll be seeing me. I think we had talked about you were more interested in some technology stuff, so you're going to be taking a break from AuthorTube content and go focus on stuff that makes you excited rather than jealous. So yeah. Devin says, you're not leaving us forever, are you? No, won't be forever, just weird phases. Yep. We will miss you, absolutely, and your cheerful self and your strawberry flavored stuff. So, speaking of which, do you have something strawberry today? So, yes. So brain. Okay. I need to stop saying the word so. I have apparently replaced the word with the word so. Let's go ahead and start another sprint before I say it again. I feel like I need to act like the Knights of Ni and be annoyed at myself and frightened of myself when I say the word. You just finished a strawberry protein bar. Nice. Very nice. Okay, so we are about to start with the Pomodoro Penguin, or as Devin calls it, the PB timer. So yes, we are about to start this. So here is your second round of nagging reminders. 1, save your document, which I will also follow through with because I have not saved it yet. 2, make sure you're staying hydrated. Take a sip of whatever it is that you are drinking. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back. Do your posture checks. And 4, if you need to stand up and walk around or go grab a snack from the kitchen to keep your brain in gear, do so. Those are your nagging reminders, round 2. And we are going to go ahead and get started in 3, 2, maybe 1, go! Okay. Our neighbors have started to leaf blow their yard yet again, even though they did it for like 4.5 hours like 2 days ago. Oh well. What are you going to do? They are apparently bored at home. So I got just over 500 words that time. I got 555, I think, actually, which is kind of fun. 4, 5, 7, 6 minus 4, 6. Oh. Nope, 515. I lied to myself. Almost gave myself another 45 words or something like that. Something not too horrible, but yeah. Okay, so Nikki arrived. Hello, welcome. I'm glad you got to sleep in a bit. I did finish my coffee, so I am now, I should be switching to water, which is good. Lizzie says, I need my charger, but my cat is sleeping on it, and he's really comfy. Oh no, I moved him, and he's not happy. Oh no. 728 words in a blog post about how quarantine is beneficial for finding things you love to do. True. Very true. Okay, good. And Nikki is relaxing and reading fan fiction today. Nice. Very nice. Very wonderful. I don't know. I feel like in some ways, going back over these, after having thought about them for a while, like I'm hoping that I have a little bit more perspective on what things that could happen in 2021, and sort of like reminders to myself, because that's sort of like what I'm seeing in the tarot cards that I pulled. It's just sort of like reminders about things. So yeah, but it also sort of, so the year of 2020 was the year of the Emperor. If you pulled a card, or essentially it's like a numerology type thing, so you can associate a year with a particular card, and so usually it's with the major arcana, and so 2020 was the Emperor card, because he's number 4, because if you add all the numbers up to a single digit, it's number 4, so it's the Emperor. And so you can either have sort of like the true leader side of the Emperor, or you can have the tyrant side of the Emperor. And I definitely feel like we saw more of the tyrant for 2020. Things just not going the right way for the masses of the people, and oppression and all that kind of stuff. So good news, bad news. I mean, like 2020 is ending, yes, but so when I did this particular tarot pull, I pulled one for each month, but I also pulled a card for each quarter of the year. And so for the first quarter theme, I pulled the Emperor. So for me, not necessarily for you, but for me, I am probably going to have or experience like some leftover remaining energy from the Emperor card. I'm hoping that it won't be like all 3 months, but that's just kind of like how I'm looking at it. It's like, ooh, we might have some leftovers from that. But on the other hand, with if I look at it in a more positive light, we switch from the Emperor in 2020 to the Hierophant in 2021, which is more of like a teacher mode, or a return to values and morals type of mode, justice, a focus on education and structure. And so hopefully things will become back to normal essentially in 2021. That's the hope, crossing our fingers. And also, so the card that I pulled for the second quarter, which would begin in April for me, is the Strength card, which is always like a pretty good card to pull. Like, I mean, in general, most cards have some good positive things about them, but it's also sort of a reminder to myself that I need to, work on the self-control, self-discipline, which fits in line with my focuses for the next year, which would be completion, consistency, and compassion. So I have to, sit down and write consistently, complete the dang projects. And then the compassion is sort of like, don't be overly self-critical type thing, which is also like the Strength card in reverse is when you are overly self-critical. And so that becomes a weakness or a lack of strength. And so that's just sort of like how I'm looking at it in terms of like reminders to myself for things that I already intend to do for 2021. So that's how I'm interpreting cards and stuff. But anyway, this is probably like boring for you. But anyway, yes. So, Lizzie says the cat is now back on the laptop case. Yay, got some more items for the writing space makeover. Woohoo! Yay! So you did some unboxing. Yay! Nice. Alley Cat got 127 words edited. Nice. And Megan says, I made it to scene 3, chapter 6. Nice. Very nice. Oh no, I feel like... Is it going away? Yes. Okay. Whew. Lizzie says, I was supposed to read a book in one sitting, but this blog post that you were supposed to write hours ago has you hooked. You can always read during dinner. Me being positive, I never knew it was possible. Yeah, that's one of the things that I have compassion for myself and for others as a key focus for this next year, because that is one of the things that that frustrates me, is because I'm always a little too self-critical, I think. And so it sort of undermines your own self, essentially, when you talk yourself down enough that you don't do what you want to, and you don't strive towards your goals because you're like, oh, well, I can't do this perfectly, so I'm not even going to try. And so those kind of things interfere a lot with the goals of what you want to do. So self-compassion is a thing that is going to be like one of the things that I need to remember for all of next year as I head towards publishing stuff. So that's the goal. Okay. How are we doing? So about 700 words in total. So let's go ahead and do another sprint. Do y'all want to do a 25 or a 30-minute sprint? What would you like to do? A 25er or a 30? Yeah, it's something that a lot of people have to remember, is that yes, you can do things. Lizzie says, I'm very negative to myself, but with others, you encourage them even if you think their goals are insane. Yeah, and that's sort of like, you have to remember that you are also a person who deserves that. And so that's why that's one of my goals for my focus for next year, is to remember that. Lizzie votes for 30 minutes. Okay. Let's go ahead and skip to the 30-minute penguins. Alrighty. Got that set up. Okay. So here are your... Yes. Yes, Charlie. You are a person who deserves to be treated well, even by yourself. So yes. Okay, 30 minutes. Stephanie, hello, just in time. Okay, so 30 minutes. Here are your reminders for this section. Save your document. Make sure you are hydrating. Straighten your spine, your shoulders. Posture check. And make sure that if you need to go get a snack, you do so. That's your fourth reminder. Okay, or fourth thing in reminder number 3. There we go. Okay. So make you bigger. And we are getting started in 3, 2, 1, go. Okie dokie, that was the end of the 30-minute sprint. And I got a little bit done. I got maybe about 400 words. So not great, but some. And then I had to go use the restroom because I had the big cup of coffee. And then I came back and there's a whole bunch of chat. So I was trying to catch up on it real quick. Okay, yeah, so there's a lot to unpack in here. So Lizzie, we love you. We think you are an amazing person. I cannot understand what you are going through because I'm not you and I'm not living your life. So I have no judgment towards you whatsoever. I feel sad that you are going through such a hard time. And that unfair things keep happening to you. And that is unfortunately not something that I can fix or that you can fix immediately or even maybe ever, which sounds awful. But yeah, so there was something though that I was, it's frustrating because I don't want you to, because I know you're underage. I don't want you to give too much personal information away. So just keep that in mind. Is on the internet, you are a minor, so location wise and all that kind of stuff. Don't be general, but don't give specifics. So just as a heads up. And yeah, that when you said that you were grounded for a whole year over a joke, that is, and then had to get yanked out of school before they expelled you for something that you didn't do. That is very frustrating. And like as a teacher, as a former teacher in high school, I hate that happened to you, especially since as you are so young. But I can and this is where your teachers should have stepped in and said, no, this was a joke. This was not a real thing. This was not, because your teachers should have known. I can understand why the principal might not, because they don't see you, or if you were walking past a teacher who didn't know you, didn't have you. But still, yeah, but those are unfortunate things that happen. And I hate that you are feeling so sort of like so unfairly punished, and that you essentially are getting unfair treatment. And yeah, I don't know. It's like there are things that I could say, but they wouldn't feel right because I don't personally know you. I do not know your parents. I do not know the situation that you're in. And so much of what I could say would feel hypocritical, or would feel like I'm pandering or any of that stuff, because and that's part of the hard thing about internet friendships and social media and all that, is that you don't actually know a person's life, and so you can't necessarily give you like specific advice, like, oh, we'll go talk to this person, they might be able to help you out, like here's a counselor in your area that might have some, like I can't do that for you. And since you are homeschooled, you said that becomes kind of tough in a lot of other ways, because part of the public education system is having counselors there to deal with some things. And with homeschools, you don't necessarily get that because your parents are in charge. If your parents and your homeschooling setup is arranged in such a way that it's a homeschooling collective, so like 1 or 2 days a week, you go meet up with other homeschooler kids and whatnot, there could be potentially a counselor within the homeschooling collective that you could reach out to. So that is one piece of advice that I would say you might want to look into. Whether or not you want to do that with or without your parents' knowledge, that is up to you. But as much as I want to say, like, talk to your parents, tell them how you're feeling. If you need a third party for that, that's one of the reasons why you would seek out a counselor. There's so much that I would, it's like, I just wish I could give you a hug. Wish I could give you a hug. And yes, you are not a loser. You are not a loser. And this is, like, if you need an ear, that is what your friends are for. And even if we are just internet friends, we are here for you because of that, because you are awesome. And it's frustrating that I can't, like, give you a hug. So yes, so none of you are rude for releasing your steam on the internet in the chat, because that is what it's there for. That's what the chat feature is for. Like, be my friend, help me out. So there's that. And Charlie also had a good point in that when you are taking a step back, when you are analyzing the relationships that you have in person and digitally, do try and determine those who are those toxic vampires, the ones who, like, when you leave them, you feel like all of your energy has drained away and you have to recover for 3 days. Like, analyze who those people are versus the people that you feel better, you feel lighter, and you feel like you gained something from the conversation or from spending time with them. So try and analyze, if you can, who you've spent time with, digitally or in person, and the way that you feel after leaving them or while you are with them. Because Charlie is right, is that when you start to step back from people, it does become harder to then step forward in the future and make overtures of friendship. And becoming awkward is always becoming more awkward, I should say, for myself. So yeah. So there is that. So yes. Words, I just hugs to you, virtual hugs to you, because you need them. And we all need them sometimes, and that's okay. Devin ate lunch, which is awesome. No, nope, y'all don't worry about being rude if you are like, I need to get this off my chest. Just get it off your chest. Charlie says, oh yeah, expelled your whole senior year for something you didn't do. So yeah, no, and the thing about the education system is that there are giant flaws and loopholes in it that allow certain students to fall right through. And it's really hard because if you are one of the students who is falling through the loopholes, you feel like there's nothing to grasp, nothing to catch you, and the majority of students around you are fine because the school system is built as a net for those people. It's the school system as it is functioning now is modeled off of the industrial system. It's to essentially churn out obedient citizens, like with a modicum of general knowledge, so that they can fill factories, essentially, and do the basic functions of society. And that is what the education system was built on. When we started doing the one-room schoolhouse and then the bigger schoolhouses, that is what the model is based on. And so that's why it doesn't work for quite a few people. And so, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You're perfect. You're wonderful. You are yourself. And that is okay. So, yes. You homeschool just by yourself. You don't go anywhere. You basically just talk to yourself. Talking to your parents might get them upset because they've been through. Okay. You might want to ask them if there is a homeschool collective that you could connect with, because from what you have said before, you do still have a couple years until you graduate high school. So you might want to ask if y'all could investigate a collective, or if you were feeling like you just want to get straight to the point to them, ask if y'all can contact a counselor. And then look into maybe some of the homeschooling options for that. If there are none that would be readily available and financially applicable to your family. So, yes. Yeah. That's what internet friends are here for a reason. So, yes. Just wanted to let Lizzie know that Lizzie is amazing. It's hard, but you will get through it. Alley Cat says, I don't and probably won't be able to understand everything you've gone through. Yeah. You forced into therapy once. Oh, forced into therapy. That's not a good situation. Yeah. So here's the thing about therapy and counseling is that, one, you have to find a counselor or a therapist that you trust. So yeah, if there is no trust, there is no bond. If you were forced into therapy, that relationship is non-existent. And so then it's a waste of time. But if you are the one who feels like you need it, or you want to be able to have a third party sort of moderate between you and your parents, that might be something that you want to research. But it has to be, again, your time. You have to choose the ones who you can trust. So I hate that. Forced into therapy. That sucks. Yeah, don't be afraid to take time for yourself. Yeah, absolutely. You are human. You are a person. You are a wonderful entity. Yeah, I don't, it sounds like you have a rough time, and I'm very sorry for that. Yes, very true. Uno is fun. It is almost 3 o'clock. We can do one more sprint. It's fine. It's fine. We do one more sprint. And then yes, I can do a forest app thingy. So let me pull that up. Project Shadow. Charlie is working on a secret project. Ooh, nice. That sounds and looks like a wonderful secret project. I like it. Okay. Do we want to just go ahead and do another 25-minute one? Or do y'all want a wind down? Okay, so here's the code 36UGC7G. 36UGC7G is the code for the 4-step. So that is now in the chat. Okay. Was one she started making? Oh, yeah. Accidentally exploded your mom and brother or something stupid and they didn't deserve it. Not sure why you did, but you did. Everyone has limits. Yeah. Yeah. And that's part of, like, you have to realize that emotions fluctuate. And so both for you and for others. And so sometimes the fluctuation sort of like don't mesh well. Lizzie says, kind of why you're left the writing community. Everyone is human. You can pretend that you are one online, but you know you're not a real person. You are a real person. I mean, you are Elizabeth. You are Lizzie. And so, yeah. But again, like, I am not you. I do not understand your experiences. So I can't tell you, hey, go do this and this will fix things, because it won't. And so that's one of the hard things, is that, you know, essentially, as much as we have friends and we can have a friendship with us, you know, be a support system in some fashion, unfortunately, like, because no one else fully understands what you are going through and what you are feeling, a lot of things fall onto your own shoulders. And so that's one of the things where you said earlier that you felt like your emotions weren't being validated, weren't being heard, and that you had repeatedly said, well, because they've been through so much, or you know, they've been through a lot worse things than myself. So there's a concept that can be kind of applied to this. It's called intersectionality. And it essentially says that while you can be privileged in one area, you can be disadvantaged in another. And so that also applies to emotions in a lot of ways, in that sometimes, like, the hurt you feel cannot be weighed against the hurt someone else feels, because you're both hurting. And that's the basic point of it, is you are hurting. And so to compare your emotional wounds is silly. And to sort of like pick at your own wounds and go like, see how much I'm bleeding, see how much I'm hurting. Don't I hurt more than you? Like, you're just hurting yourself even more. And so please, 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 please recognize the fact that your emotions are valid. Your feelings and your hurts are valid and they are real. And that when somebody tells you that your emotions are invalid, they are wrong. They are just so wrong, because you are hurting, and that's what matters. And so when this is why writing is so hard, and why choosing words is so hard, is because you're trying to convey all of that emotion to someone else. And it's rough, because when the feelings rise, there are not necessarily the right words for it. So please attempt to try and work towards recognizing that your own emotions are valid, recognizing that your wounds are valid, recognizing that no one else has the right to invalidate you. You are real. Your emotions are real. Okay. All right. Did I get the forest room set up? Yes. Okay. I can see one person in it. Cool. So just in case, that is the code for the forest room, in case you would like to join it. Cool. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start this last sprint. So we'll go over the 3 o'clock time for a little bit, but that's fine. And then I will go ahead and do the link parade during this sprint so that anybody else who needs to leave but wants to know where to go later today will have some options. So we're going to go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. That is the end of that. So, stop that. There we go. Undo the banner. Okay, so words. Where are we going with this? Okay, so oops. I forgot to stop that. There we go. Okay. I think I am, what am I at? I think I got about 1,500 for the stream, which, considering that this is nonfiction and it usually takes me a little bit longer to write nonfiction than it does fiction, is pretty good. Pretty good. So I will be hopefully in the chats of some other streams today and finishing up my 2K goal for the day, as well as maybe like getting a little bit of bonus in there. So yes, Chloe popped in. Hello, Chloe. Yes, all the Twitch links. There are lots of people that are sort of attempting to stream to both YouTube and Twitch, or switching completely over to Twitch to stream. And okay, so there we go. That is the link for Chloe's Twitch, which I will save because I have been sharing some Twitch links as well, just to make sure that, you know, as we are going back and forth, I make sure I know who's where. Okay. I'm so glad Devin can post links again. I'm so glad. It's fantastic. It's wonderful because I always miss some. I always do. And so Devin is always saving me. Okay, so Devin said Sarah is finished. So the first link in the link parade is no longer live. Mallory streams weekdays till 5 p.m. Vlog a novel. I'm not sure if he is streaming today or not. He was not when I fetched the link, so I just put the channel link because he does stream normally. And I Got a Blank Page is doing Climb the Ladder sprints at 4 p.m. Charlie is normally at 5 p.m. Charlie, tell me if you have switched to a different time. I think you're still at 5. Word Stitch has a write-in tonight. Laura has a write-in tonight. Savvy normally has the AuthorTube sleepover on Wednesdays, so I put that link in there. There are also all of the Twitch links to Charlie, Cat Leo, Mallory, Kate Kavanaugh, Austin K, and then myself, because I do have a Twitch now. So yes, and okay, so Helen is also streaming at 4, same time as Word Stitch. And Keelan Rivers is doing an all day today, I think, trying to catch up on some December writing. Keelan is taking a break, but we'll be back later. Okay, awesome. And then Mr. P found me. Mr. P, are you going to be changing your user handle on Twitch as well to B.A. Pascar? And TR Writing also... TR Writing let us know that Haley is also streaming at the moment, although she's still going. I might be able to raid her channel if she has raids open, maybe. So Sam is streaming right now. And there is Haley's URL link, what you call it. Okay, so Charlie, Project Shadow, says, still working on my not-so-secret side project. You're updating old thumbnails to the new branding. Very nice, very nice. Yes, Devin is the hero of AuthorTube. Linkman! Yes, still at 5 tonight. Okay, excellent, excellent. Word Stitch is doing cheesecake round 2 for sprints tonight. Ooh, nice. Very tasty. Very tasty. Okay, so today's Wednesday. It's Christmas Eve. So on Friday, since that is Christmas Day itself, I may not be doing the normal stream because we might be doing Christmas over at my brother's house with the boys. So if I do one, it will be a pop-up one, so it might not be like the same time frame. And I also might just take the day off and, I don't know, take a nap. But I normally stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. and Sundays, 2 to 5 p.m. I will be back at the normal time on Sunday for some weekend writing sprints. So that will happen. Yeah, that's my normal times. So, okay, so PA Bars, you're not switching the Twitch username just now. Too much work. Okay. Devin says, Chloe's cooking chaos. Devin suggests ending the stream with a Christmas song. Sing for us. I do not know which ones are DMC free. Are they all? I don't know. The hubby and you are streaming on Christmas. Hangout, chatty stream. Nice. Christmas song. I've got a lovely bunch of eggnog. That's probably not a real song. Merry Christmas. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a shiny nose, which I do not. My nose is not so shiny. Anyway. All right, I will leave you without the torturous sound of my singing. And have fun. Wrap all the presents or not, because, you know, you could use tape for other things, I guess. All right, I will see y'all later. Thank you for joining me today, and goodbye.